Hello, good morning student. Today we are going to start new chapter 3 metal and non-metals. As you already know, in class 8 you study about these metal and non-metals. So metal have some different properties than the non-metals. So here we study metal and non-metals one by one. First we go through the physical properties of the metals. You are well aware about some metals in your daily life like iron, copper, aluminium, magnesium, sodium, lead, zinc and other metals that is easily available around us. First we do some activities, and with the help of activity we will conclude. Number 1, first activity, we take some pieces of iron, copper, aluminium, magnesium, etc. We rub their surface with sand. You will see lustrous surface. That means metals have shiny appearance. Next, take some pieces again and try to cut them with the knife. You will see that you are not able to cut them. It means they are hard. But exception for that, sodium and potassium and lithium are soft. They are easily cut by the knife, right? So this is activity 3.2. Now 3.3, again take some pieces, iron, zinc, lead and copper, and try to struck hard them with a hammer. You will see especially zinc spread in terms of the sheet, and copper also spread something. So this is the property known as malleability. So we can say metals are malleable. Now next one, again take some for the activity 3.4, again take iron, copper, aluminium, etc. and try if their wires are available you can take them, because you can't draw their wires at your home. So you will see that wires of iron, copper, aluminium, leads are available. That means this property by which metal can be drawn into the form of the wires, this property is known as a ductility, hence metals are ductile. Now do one experiment. Take a metal rod and stick some pins with the help of wax. On one side you start heat it. You will see slowly all the pins fell down. It means heat conducted by the rod. That means metals are good conductor of heat. Repeatedly you can do this experiment with aluminium, copper, iron, etc. So in this way we can say that metals are good conductor of heat. Now another experiment. Again we take some pieces, and before that you will prepare a tester as you already prepared in class 6-7. One battery joined with the help of wire with bulb, one switch, and two ends A and B remain free. If you want to check any substance, you put them in between A and B, and on the switch it will start to glow. It means your object is good conductor of electricity. If bulb does not glow, it means it is poor conductor of electricity. So most of the metals, or we can say all the metals, are good conductor of electricity, right? So these are the important properties. Now one more important point. We prepare our wire with of metals like copper and copper and aluminium. So to avoid any type of accident, we have to cover them with any poor conductor of electricity material like PVC, or we can say we do insulation to them with the help of any non-conducting material like PVC, polyvinyl chloride, and this is a rubber-like material, and it is utilized in so many other purposes also like PVC pipes, etc. So in this way we can define the properties of metals. Now in the same pattern you can define the properties of non-metals. So now we start with first one. Now in place of the metal in each and every activity we will use the non-metal. For example, in 3.1 you will see the surface of the non-metals is dull, like you can see like sulfur, and sulfur is yellow solid, and you can see carbon, it is black color carbon material. Graphite, you can see graphite has a slight luster, but carbon, coal doesn't have any luster. That is shiny appearance. Along with that, one more important point to mention here. Metals don't have variety of colors. Generally their colors varies from silvery white to shiny black, right? Only two metals are exceptional, that is your gold is yellow in color and your copper is red brown in color. Now next, second, if you try to cut them with knife, you will be able to that means they are soft. In the case of metal, only two metals are soft, three: lithium, sodium and potassium. On sticking hard, they are brittle, they are not malleable. We are talking about the non-metals. And next, they are not ductile. Along the metals, only mercury is not malleable or ductile. Among the metal, this is the exceptional mercury, and mercury is not malleable or not ductile. Gold is highly malleable. This is the reason in 9th class in Rutherford experiment we use gold foil. Silver is also highly malleable, so gold and silver are most malleable metals. And ductility for the gold is highest. You can prepare 2 kilometer long wire with the help of only 1 gram gold. Very good heat conductivity is for silver and copper, and your non-metals are poor conductor of heat, and your metals having high melting point also, and your non-metals generally have low melting point, except diamond. Diamond has very high melting point, and it is very hard also. This is the hardest material, natural material on the earth. Next, electrical conductivity. Your non-metals are poor conductor of electricity, and one exceptional case is also there, that is graphite. Graphite is good conductor of electricity, and it is used to prepare electrodes. Graphite is allotrope of the carbon. What are the allotrope? Allotropes are the solids of the, or we can say these are the allotropes. In case of allotropes, your element is remain same, and in same physical state, if elements show two or more than two types of behavior, that is known as allotropes of each other. And this allotropy and this phenomenon is known as allotropy, and allotropy arises due to the difference in the crystalline structure of the element. That is how atoms are joined together. This is very important, and they generate allotrope. And be careful, for the allotropy, physical state should be same. For the carbon, 3 crystalline allotropes are known, that is diamond, graphite and fullerene. Nothing more knowledge is available about the fullerene. And other some more allotropes, they are non-crystalline, for example carbon black, charcoal, etc. Now next, gaseous allotropes, that is oxygen, ozone and oxygen, etc. So in this way, allotropes, almost all elements having the allotropic forms in so many ways. So these are the exception. Generally our solid metals are solid, except mercury. It is solid at the room temperature, but are non-metal present in all physical state, that is solid, liquid, gas. Only one is liquid, that is bromine, red color liquid, blood red color liquid. And gases are oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, and then fluorine, chlorine, and then helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. So in this way 11 gases are available. And another important point, non-metals are in various colors, and rest of the non-metals are solid. And there are so many substances which have both the properties metal and non-metal, so they are known as a metalloid. Along with that, some other exceptional cases are also there. Generally metals have high melting point, but gallium and cesium having the low melting point, and they can melt on your palm also. Iodine is non-metal, even then it has metallic lustrous. Carbon already discussed. Alkali metal, lithium, sodium can be cut by the knife, so they are very soft and having the low melting point also. So in this way we can say these are the physical properties of metal and non-metal. You already studied them in detail in class 8th. Thank you.